Nice. And now we do Lawrence of Arabia.
In the deserts of Arabia, an insurgency war was raging years before I got to France. Tribes of Bedouins had united to fight a war that was very different from the one we fought in the trenches. Using small, mobile units, they challenged the might of an empire, and they were rallied around the ideas of a single, influential warrior. Ideas of freedom and change.
British Army officer, archaeologist, and writer who was sent as a liaison to the Middle East, where he lived and fought alongside Bedouin tribes during the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire. His deep understanding of the region's people and his ability to unite warring tribes earned him international fame. Lawrence detailed his wartime experiences in his famous 1926 book, Seven Pillars of Wisdom. His life was cut tragically short when he died in a motorcycle accident in Dorset, England in 1935.
That music is always so fucking impactful at the end of the runner. One of my favorite tracks.
Oh, I think the runner is probably one of the best campaigns in this. Okay, I think every campaign is amazing for what it does, but I think the runner is probably my favorite. Because it kind of starts with this old Aussie guy who's kind of been through it already and he understands what war is. And then you have the young guy, but the older guy watches out for the younger guy. And that's how it should be. The older generation should look out for the younger ones and make sure they live to see tomorrow. That's the most important thing of all. So apparently this guy, Lawrence of Arabia, was a fucking baller. Mesopotamia, spring 1918, the Great War engulfs the globe. Deserts of the Middle East, Arab tribes rebel against their historical oppressor, the Ottoman Empire. To counter the uprising, the Ottomans deployed their most advanced technologies. The empire's devastating artillery, combat aircraft, and armored vehicles engaged rebel forces wielding rifles from horseback. D.E. Lawrence, an unconventional British officer, works with a small force of highly mobile rebels. They cannot confront Ottoman forces head-on. Instead, they must fight another way. Guerrilla warfare. That's how we fought it in the American Civil War, and that's how we fought it in the Revolutionary War. We were guerrilla warfare tactics. And it worked surprisingly very well. Honestly, it's kind of surprising anyone can fight against it. Because guerrilla
The Arabian Desert. A vast ocean of drifting sands and scorched, sun-baked rocks. Beneath these endless dunes, oil. The lifeblood of our new mechanical century. For more than 400 years, the Ottoman Empire has ruled these lands, controlling all that's to be found here. But the Ottomans do not rule unopposed. Small bands of Bedouin rebels have united to overthrow the empire. They strike without warning and then vanish into the desert. Fighting alongside them is a lone British officer, whose exploits have earned him wide renown. The world has taken to calling this man Lawrence of Arabia. In the desert, you rely on good planning, but you also hope for a dash of luck. And luck was with us when we learned of a recently derailed Ottoman train carrying a most interesting piece of cargo.
My favorite was the flying in high places war story. It was just entertaining, really.
Crash. Together, they guarded the wreckage and waited for reinforcements.
So I assume the most important bit is the one they're most around.
A lone fighter has just one advantage over a large enemy force. A lone fighter can move unseen. Though powerful and efficient, firearms would often attract attention. You had to be prepared for the Ottomans to respond in kind.
Hey, Edge. Huh? Oh my god, a ghost. A ghost. Thanks, buddy. I love ammo. Why do they not reload these weapons? That is what I don't understand.
Just saying, this war story takes place on the Sinai Desert multiplayer map. Fucking hated this map. Too big and open.
Tatooine felt less open. Is that a motherfucking sandstorm?
When your enemy has better weapons and better equipment, steal from your enemy.
No fucking duh.
Bak demedi deme. Bu yüzbaşı benim başımı yakacak. Ne yaptıysam artık. Bir elin sesi var, iki elin sesi var.
Oh, of course. I want to try to get through this checkpoint without being seen. I'm gonna try. All the way up here. God damn it.
A small patrol had joined the Ottomans who survived the crash. Together, they guarded the wreckage and waited for reinforcements.
Lisan al-Gaib.
The tribesmen fought unconventionally, using weapons they knew well. Endurance, individual intelligence, and courage were their primary assets.
I do think the most cinematic parts of the game did happen on this one, though.
Yüzbaşı beni sevmiyor.
Again,
Lan böyle hayat mı olur be?
the most important thing in a fight is making sure you have ammo. Fortunately, these guys are failing.
Gözlerine ne oldu ya?
Lan o komutanın ta...
Benimle konuşma. Bir cenabetlik var sende.
Of course. Irritating. Okay.
A small patrol had joined the Ottomans who survived the crash. Together, they guarded the wreckage and waited for reinforcements.
I'm sorry, but that is loud as hell.
Though powerful and efficient, firearms would often attract attention. You had to be prepared for the Ottomans to respond in kind.
Afiyette misin? Siktir et biraz. Yüzlerine ne oldu ya? Yok. Ben bir sana aynı var. Doğu kardeş, her şey yolunda mı? Boş ver.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to plan this out in my mind.
İnşallah bir şey çıkmaz. Hep bir bokluk çıkıyor ya, değil mi?
Kafayı mı üşüttün lan?
Oh, that is
Ne düşünürsün?
straight in my eyes.
Zihninden neler geçiyor birader? Ben de sana aynı suali soracağım. Yarrak gibi görünüyorsun lan. Emin değilim. Hala öfkeli misin?
Okay, so I do actually need to kill that guy. Alright, that's fine. Because I got this right. Oh, wait, what?
A small patrol had joined the Ottomans who survived the crash. Together, they guarded the wreckage and waited for reinforcements. A lone fighter has just one advantage over a large enemy force. A lone fighter can move unseen.
Devriye atma.
The tribesmen fought unconventionally, using weapons they knew well. Endurance, individual intelligence, and courage were their primary assets.
Sorry if you hear me hitting the mic. I'm wiping my forehead because it is so fucking hot.
Başımın kafaya gitse bir şaraptan ne olur ya. Kim var orada? Allah'ıma kitabıma burada bir şeyler var.
Oh, of course. The one time this fucking thing. It's fine. It's whatever.
A small patrol had joined the Ottomans who survived the crash. Together, they guarded the wreckage and waited for reinforcements. A lone fighter has just one advantage over a large enemy force. A lone fighter can move unseen.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the new movement mechanics in Gears of War, E-Day. I hope that they don't do slide canceling. Slide canceling is for nerds. Not the cool kinds of nerds either.
The tribesmen fought unconventionally, using weapons they knew well. Endurance, individual intelligence, and courage were their primary assets.
Shadeen, your son Al-Qaib.
Bir bokluk çıkıyor ya, he mi?
Bir elin nesi var, iki elin sesi var. Arkamı kolla.
Bu ne lan? Haklı bana. Afiyette misin? Gözüm kaçıyor. Nasıl gidiyor? Sesler böyle işin içine. Ne diye buraya tahsis edildin ki? Biraz istirahat etmem lazım. Kafayı mı üşüttün lan? Kim var orada? Vurum ha. Kahvenin doğdu. da bir hafta oluyor ya.
Kardeş, her şey yolunda mı? Bir hal mi oldu?
Bir şey de iyi gitmez bunlar. Burası ne uğursuz bir yermiş. Harbi kötü bir şey ya. Ha? Dur, bir şey işte. Bilmem, kulaklarım hala çınlıyor.
When your enemy has better weapons and better equipment than you, steal from your enemy.
İçeride! Yürü!
Bölgeyi emniyete...
Of course.
A small patrol had joined the Ottomans who survived the crash. Together, they guarded the wreckage and waited for reinforcements.
Kahpenin doğdu.
The tribesmen fought unconventionally, using weapons they knew well. Endurance, individual intelligence, and courage were their primary assets.
Bu yüzbaşı benim başımı yakacak. Ne yapayım?
Benimle konuşma. Bir cenabetlik var sende.
Nasıl gidiyor? Lan böyle ayak mı olur be? Savaş daima benim başıma patlıyor.
Havadan sudan muhabbet yetti gari. Ne ekersen onu biçersin.
Yüzbaşı beni sevmiyor.
Ya başkasına anlat. Benim fikrimden hatta Kasımpaşa. Bilmem anlatabildim mi?
There's a world of difference between seeing something and having it in your own two hands.
Vaziyetini bozma.
Tamam. It's over.
Okay, there we go. Whew! Finally.
Well, you did not think we would be fast enough to catch you here, did you? Lawrence of Arabia.
Actually, I was rather depending on it.
Lawrence. Ah. Well, this is very clever. Now the hunter becomes the hunted. So who might you be? How enchanting you are, my dear.
Ahmed.
I'll show you enchanting. If it weren't for you, I'd be free.
Free, is it? You'll be free when you're dead. And I'm happy to tell you, the Empire intends to grant you all this freedom very soon. Even now, an engine of destruction scours this desert, obliterating your allies, your families, your homes. Soon there will be nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Soon all that you know, and all that you love, will be ashes. You will all be free to die. Oh. Ah, you animal!
Zara.
Now, I understand that you would like nothing more than to strip the flesh from that man's feet and send him off into the desert naked to die. But think about it.
Right.
I'm sorry. My friend here, she can be a little brusque.
You're going to tell me how to lie to your train, so we can lure it into a trap and destroy it.
Impossible. To even begin to talk to that train, you would need an entire book of communication codes.
Oh, like this one, you mean?
You can never stop the progress of machines. One day, the whole world will take your lands and the precious black gold beneath its sands.
We shall see, my friend.
I kind of
Of
wanted
course,
them to
obtaining the
skunk
code book
on
was
him.
not enough. To destroy this Iron Dragon, this Canavar, as the Ottomans had named it, we had to send it 3 encrypted messages telling it to stand down. There were Ottoman outposts scattered along the railroad tracks. The commanders there carried high-priority message capsules. We had to use those to send our orders. Infiltrating the village wouldn't be easy. A full detachment of Ottoman soldiers had occupied it. The Ottomans had chosen an isolated location for their desert outpost. It seemed lightly defended. It was also well stocked with arms and equipment. The ancient ruins were all that remained of a civilization now lost to time. The Ottoman Empire brought in the modern world with a host of armored vehicles and field guns. 3 commanders to eliminate, 3 personal message capsules to be stolen, and then sent with our false orders. How Zara tackled this dangerous and audacious mission was up to her.
I'd like to use my, So there's a tank in this one, I think. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pressing the Q button. It is not working. Oh yeah, sure, those look like you can jump on them. This is a bolt action, right?
Fun fact. The Ottoman Empire did have flame troopers supplied from Germany. But not a damn one was used in warfare, at least.
To be fair, flamethrowers are really inhumane, even though they're really, really cool. Alright, we'll take that.
They at least had some patrolling in their outposts though. I'm gonna try to kill these guys in the things they appear in. So right now, since there's a tank, I'm gonna take this tank. Well, first I'm gonna take out that sniper. Then I'm gonna take this tank and I'm gonna shove it up the commander's butt cheeks and blast a fat load so bad Got to
of
be
hot
RP.
metal.
My dad is pestering the shit out of me to walk Franklin before it gets too dark out.
All right, we'll have a fun walkies. Anyway. What was I saying? Alright, busting a fat, hot metal load on this guy's butt cheeks. So bad that his mama's gonna feel it halfway across the world. What? Oh? What was that? You...
Sıçtığımın sıçanları.
Well, I found a pigeon. What's up, buddy? Why? Again, why is everyone so mean to pigeons? I don't understand it. Pigeons are really cool birds. Like, unironically, they're probably one of my favorite birds. Not definitively my favorite, but like just a normal pigeon. I think my favorite actually has to be the harpy eagle, though the barn owl is a very close second, aka the titos. I believe that's what they're called, right? There is no way this man is taking a leak right now, right there. Bro is pissing on some ruins. I would beat this man's ass if I could. Bro didn't even zip up.
Kamu kollar.
Booba give it. Pa, pa, pa.
A single order wouldn't be enough. Ottoman protocol required the message to be received in triplicate before the train would acknowledge it as genuine. The Bedouin treasured their horses, and in return, those animals granted their riders unparalleled speed and mobility.
fuckers. Shit.
Götüne koyayım.
Damn it. Only in complete silence will you hear the desert.
Her gece de olur mu ya? Ya Rabbim bizim şu yüzbaşının kafaya inse bir şarap ver.
Bak daima benim başıma patlıyor.
It's gone dawn.
A single order wouldn't be enough. Ottoman protocol required the message to be received in triplicate before the train would acknowledge it as genuine.
That there is what we call a dust devil. I got good news and bad news, gents. Good news is, I don't see any enemies. The bad news is, I don't see any enemies. Where are they?
Zihninden neler geçiyor?
O da ne?
Kulaklarına bastırsan iyi edersin.
Bana göz kulak olu, ben ne olur olmaz. Bir şey yapma ya.
Rahat da iyi ol.
Ben yaptım sandım.
Bana öyle geldi herhalde.
Kulaklarına baktırsan iyi eğlenir.
Hala.
Kayıttan sesler mi işitiyor?
Takviye ile kardeşim.
Although you see, the message had already been sent, my dear. Though not the message you would have wanted. Lawrence was such a good host. It almost seemed rude to escape. I made sure to note the location of Lawrence's camp, of course. Which means the train knows too. Twice, you told that train everything was clear. But I told it exactly where to attack.
The beast has your scent, my dear. And it's coming to slaughter you and your little band of rebels. First, the firestorm from the cannon. Then, up close with the troops to slaughter any survivors. The legend of Lawrence of Arabia dies tonight.
You slipped away just in time. Tilkitchi was a fool to think we'd ever stay after he escaped.
The carnival won't stop hunting us.
No, it won't. Let me think.
The train's coming a long way. So it'll have to stop to take on water. That's where we strike.
Agreed. I'll deal with any sentries, then rig explosives on the track.
Yes, and I'll rally our fighters.
When I blow the lines, the train will be trapped. So when you hear the blast, you need to attack them with everything you have.
It's good. But you know that there's a chance the men may not come.
You may set off those explosives and find you're out there all alone. You know that.
I guess I won't know either way until I set it off.
Man makes plans, and God laughs. As it turned out, the small town where we would ambush the train had a significant enemy presence. Those troops would have to be dealt with before the explosives could be set.
Does anyone know how much dynamite it takes to destroy a car, by the way?
Allah.
Bak demedi deme. Bu yüzbaşı benim başımı yakacak. Ne yaptıysam artık.
Benimle konuşma. Bir cenabetlik var sende.
Şey gitmez mi ya? Burası ne uğursuz bir yermiş lan.
Takviye ile kardeşim.
I'll trust the one.
Those troops in the village had to be dealt with before we could push on with our plan to destroy the train.
yüzbaşı beni sevmiyor. Havadan sudan muhabbet gitti gari.
Bak demedi deme. Bu yüzbaşı benim başımı yakacak. Ne yaptıysam artık. Yo kardeş, her şey yolunda mı? Unutma, takılan göze çok batar.
Arkamı kolla.
Nasıl lan?
Man makes plans and God laughs. As it turned out, the small town where we would ambush the train had a significant enemy presence. Those troops would have to be dealt with before the explosives could be set.
Taşak gibi kokuyor her yer.
Seçerim böyleyse. Ne diye buraya tahsis edildim ki?
Kafayı mı üşüttün lan?
Habire bana düşüyorlar şu nöbeti. Her gece de olur mu ya? Ya Rabbim, bizim şu yüzbaşının kafaya inse bir şaraplar. Ne olur ya? Bir siktir git ya.
Oh my god, could you imagine how hot this would be though? Jesus Christ, dude. Just thinking about it makes my hands hurt. Na na na na na na na na na na na.
Those troops in the village had to be dealt with before we could push on with our plan to destroy the train.
rahatlar oluyor ya.
Ulan bütün hudutlara çekeceksin bir dolar. Sonra hiç başlayacaksın. Bir elin nesi var? İki elin sesi var.
Those troops in the village had to be dealt with
Okay,
before we
I
could
get it.
push on with our
I
plan
get it,
to
pal.
destroy the train.
Shut up.
Allah'ıma kitabıma burada bir şeyler var.
Böyle kardeşim.
Ah, man. I really want to do this without getting discovered, guys.
Man makes plans and God laughs. As it turned out, the small town where we would ambush the train had a significant enemy presence. Those troops would have to be dealt with before the explosives could be set.
Ben o komutanın ta...
Kafayı mı üşü...
Allah'a şükür bir şey değil. Yavşak zaten. Attı bana ya.
Ha? Şşt! O da ne?
Yüzbaşı beni sevdi.
Şşt!
yapacaksın.
Bizim hudutlar fazla engin, ondan olur. Tedbirli olmak lazım gelir. Yoksa sonumuz Romalılara benzer.
Benimle konuşma. Bir cenabetlik var sende.
Those troops in the village had to be dealt with before we could push on with our plan to destroy the train.
Welcome back, Kirk. They're trying to do this sneaky big game. Oh, not that one.
Are you on the final level of this war story?
Sıçarım böyle işe.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a sneaky bake.
Bir elin nesi var, iki elin sesi var.
My main problem is that one over there.
Gökdelen oldu yanlış. Tamam.
Ne gün ama be.
Boş ver.
Bizim hudutlar fazla engin, ondan olur. Tedbirli olmak lazım gelir. Yoksa sonumuz Romalılara benzer. Arkam kur.
İnşallah. Atlatacağız inşallah.
Oh.
Bu mıntıka niye hep bana denk geliyor ya? Şiddetten. Olur mu öyleyse? Ne diye buraya tahsis edildim ki?
Suppose we're living it up in here.
Those troops in the village had to be dealt with before we could push on with our plan to destroy the train.
Fuck up. Uh-oh. Wrong button. Okay. I better put that away in case I accidentally do something.
Zihnimden neler geçiyor birader? Tam mıydın o?
Bilmem. Kulaklarım hala çınlıyor.
Zihninden neler geçiyor birader?
Ha?
Amına koyacağım ama yine mi?
Aa!
Ya.
Tekrar gayipten sesler mi işittin birader? Pes edersen merhametli.
Are you what? Fuck it. Set up that entire fucking thing and it turns out it doesn't even work.
Yanındaki filmlere dikkat!
Galiba şurada. Önünü kes. Buraya geliyor. Kafalarını kaldırmayın. Sipere gel. Dikkat edin. Önündeki.
Of course, I set up
Zara
all those
secured the
fucking.
town. The trap could be set for the arriving train.
Been using the automatico. Very good hip fire it has.
Up. Damn it. That's fine. We're all right, Mike. I can't believe those fucking dynamites didn't work, by the way. I spent all that time just doing all that shit, and then it turns out, oh no, you didn't actually do that. It's like, fuck you, dude. Of course I did. I can't believe you just did that to me.
Keep firing, boy!
Oh no, of course. It explodes right in front of me. Irritating, but that's okay. Where's the place with all those explosive weapons is my question. Oh, look at that. Ooh.
I will say I wish the teammates in the campaign were more helpful. They don't do a whole lot of damage to the enemies, plus the blue dots above their head could have a lot better visibility.
Shit! Yeah, that's true. I wish they were more helpful, but they're not. Alright, that's fine.
There is a tank hunter weapon in this level that just demolishes the tank.
I mean, this gun right here?
I mean the train.
those bastards.
Vengeance can be a sweet or bitter brew. How did you find it, Zara?
And you're right, we do need to think bigger, act bigger. Maybe even the Suez Canal. Tell me, what do you know about battleships?
The end of the Great War saw the Ottomans driven from Arabia. However, the empires of Britain and France Lawrence remains a figure of controversy. The war for oil continues to this day. I don't know. He seemed like a pretty alright dude. From what I've read about him, he seemed pretty alright.
No, it's called the Tank UR M1918.
It could be called Jack Squat because I kicked its ass.
One day, all this will be over. The war to end all wars will be won by one side or the other. The guns will rust, grass will grow, and there'll be nothing left of any of this. The land will heal itself, as everything does in the end. We'll be long gone by then, but maybe not forgotten. History only remembers 1 in 1,000 of us. Then the future will be filled with stories of who we were and what we did, how we lived, how we fought, and how we died. When this is all over and the war is won, they will remember us. But until that day comes, we will stand. We will look death in the eye. And we will fight.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Battlefield 1. One of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion. Probably not the greatest, but you know.
Well, that's it for the campaign of Battlefield 1. What's next?
That's a great question. Who knows? Because I sure don't. I like to keep myself on my toes. I'll give a look around. Maybe if I spot something I'm interested in, I'll bounce onto that. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you were here with me on Twitch, I really appreciate you sticking around, watching me, you know, be a goober and everything like that. So, let's find someone to read out to. Oh, I know. Before we end this video, however, this is my chance to, you know...
Fair lol. I'm still trying to finish my Resident Evil marathon lol.
Sounds about right. But, before we end this video, I do recommend that everyone go read through either some books, Wikipedia, or a trusted source for some things on World War I. Because after playing some of these campaigns, I was actually looking up who these people were. Even in the middle of this campaign, I was looking up who Lawrence of Arabia is. And I think it's important that we don't forget just how terrible this war was, but how innovative it was as well, because it changed the world for better or for worse. For better in some cases, for worse in many others. But, you know, we got to remember these guys. And I know many of them are not around anymore, but I think it's important that this game was made and that we remember the veterans, the soldiers, the winners and losers of World War I, the Great War, and hope that we learn from this. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.